Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Jar of Marble dwellers and Jar of Marble curious. My name is Linda and this is Jar of Marbles. Welcome.
Welcome. I am Bob.
Hey Bob, it's great to see you.
Oh, I know.
This week I'd like to talk a little bit about women who hustle. There's a breed of women who hustle, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
And they're walking among us, not born to wait, not wired to settle, and certainly not built to break. These are the women who hustle, women who rise before the sun, who are ambitious. It's as normal for them as breathing oxygen, and who treat every closed door like a challenge, not a defeat.
I told my wife she's drawing her eyebrows too high, yet she looked quite surprised.
Yeah, good one, Bob. Yeah. So this breed of women are not driven by applause or approval. It's that need to get it done. Their validation comes from progress, from purpose, from a knowing, a deep knowing that they are building something bigger than themselves. These women are mothers, daughters, sisters, CEOs, their wives, they're artists, students, entrepreneurs, dreamers. They've mastered the art of balancing pressure with poise, fear with fire, and failure with fight.
And still get the dinner on.
Well, they might do that, or they might just take themselves out to dinner.
Oh, yeah, righto.
They know the grind, they've met exhaustion face to face and kept going anyway. We just keep going. True that.
Yeah.
They've been overlooked, underestimated, underpaid and overworked. And that is often the catalyst for them to break out for themselves. Certainly was mine.
Yeah, when?
Well, I talked about this in detail in one of my early episodes.
Tell me again.
Well, I'd been literally being used by my boss. I was organising staff, creating staff rosters, doing wages in a restaurant that also had a sandwich bar and a crate bar. It was very, very busy. And one day I noticed, because I was also doing the wages, that back in the day, our wages went into a little orange packet with cash in it, and I was getting $20 more a week than people that were just showing up and leaving. And so I thought, well, I'm not happy to do this. So, and also I was doing multiple jobs, running his entire operation really. So long story short, I went to Steve.
Hey, Steve, yeah.
And I asked about a wage increase to reflect the work that I did that was making him a lot of money, and he basically laughed at me.
Oh, hell, that's a mistake.
Well, I started looking for a smaller business. I figured if I could run this operation, I could run my own, and I did.
Long, short story? Well, short, long story?
Well, I found a shop and I ran it, and I was fortunate it went well. I worked hard and consistently.
Well, what about Steve?
Well, he asked me back not to talk of extra money, just had to, wanted me to come back. But no, I couldn't. I had my own business to run.
Too late, Steve.
That's right. So, yeah, my motivation was being taken for granted, overlooked and underestimated. I look back, I was 21, and back then most 21-year-olds looked 15, and I think, no, I know he thought he could take me for a ride.
Sorry, Steve, no.
Women that hustle never let that crap stop them. If anything, it sharpens them.
Yeah, so true.
They don't just chase dreams, they build them brick by brick, day by day. They believe in themselves when no one else does, and even in silence, their work speaks volumes. It's not like it's been a decision in the beginning, it's just like an innate knowing.
One step in front of the other, so to speak?
Yeah. So this breed of woman doesn't compete, she creates. It's all about creating, and it's fun. She uplifts and doesn't even know it until she does.
Ho, 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 then watch out.
She moves with integrity and leads with intention. She's not waiting for a seat at the table. She's building her own.
Yeah, got her own table. Thanks, Steve.
So if you ever cross paths with one of these women, I know this. You're in the presence of relentless. Gotta go and get it.
Yeah.
Because the women who hustle, they're not just surviving. They're rewriting the rules, and they're doing it on their terms.
Hell yeah.
So here's a story, and I love it. From dumpster diving to CEO, the hustle of Sophia Amoruso. Sophia Amoruso didn't start out with money, connections, or a college degree. In fact, at 22, she was broke, she had no direction, and she was just working a minimum wage job, checking IDs in the lobby of an art school.
Oh, yeah, righto.
So she'd already dropped out of community college, hitchhiked around, stolen food to survive, and had been caught shoplifting. And at that point, she just wanted a job that didn't suck the life out of her. Hashtag women who hustle. So in 2006, she started selling vintage clothes on eBay, and she named her store Nasty Gal Vintage, inspired by the 1975 album by funk singer Betty Davis. With no fashion background or business experience, she began hitting up thrift stores, curating edgy standout pieces, styling them herself, and photographing her friends as models.
Geez, I love these stories, you know.
Yeah, me too, Bob. So Amoruso stood out from other sellers. She styled her clothes like magazine spreads, wrote quirky, confident descriptions, and engaged with customers like a friend. She quickly gained a cult following. So by 2008, she outgrown eBay and launched her own e-commerce site, nastygal.com. Sales exploded. In just a few years, she turned a side hustle into a $100 million fashion empire. At 28, she was the CEO of one of the fastest growing retailers in the country.
Crikey.
So in 2014, she released her memoir, #GirlBoss, which became a New York Times bestseller, inspiring millions of young women. Netflix later turned it into a series. She launched Girl Boss, a media company and platform to support ambitious women through content, events, and networking.
That's really amazing.
I know, it's a great story. But her journey wasn't without failure. Nasty Gal filed for bankruptcy in 2016. Amoruso stepped down. Still, she didn't give up. She reinvented herself again, this time as a leader in the women's empowerment space, Girl Boss. And that took off, and she leaned into helping others build their own success stories.
Hey, how do you tell if a vampire is sick? By how much he's coughing.
You liked that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
So why her hustle mattered?
Yeah. Why would it matter?
Well, Sophia Amoruso never pretended to be perfect.
So we don't have to be perfect?
Exactly. Her path was messy, unconventional, and full of risks, and that is how it goes. But she hustled hard, she learned as she went, and shows that you don't need to follow the traditional path to become successful. Her story resonates because it's raw, it's real, and proof that reinvention is always possible.
Hey, you want to hear a joke about paper? Never mind, it's terrible. Terrible, get it?
Yeah, I get it. So nowadays we have so much more opportunity in as much as we didn't, say, have the same restrictions that women who had, say, back in the 1960s. The 1960s were a transformative era marked by social upheaval and change. However, women of this time faced numerous societal expectations and restrictions that are unimaginable today, from having limited career choices to adhering to strict dress codes.
Oh, God, fathers.
Yeah, and the lives of women were significantly different.
Hey, what do you call a factory that makes good products? A satisfactory.
Jeez, Bob.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's so good.
For example, you were crossing some line wearing pants. Pantsuits were a rarity and often frowned upon, reinforcing traditional gender roles.
Now that sucks.
Yeah, the shift from rigid dress codes to freedom is a testament to evolving norms that value personal expression over conformity.
Oh, yeah.
Career options for women in the 1960s were largely confined to roles like secretaries, nurses, or teachers. Breaking into male-dominated fields were often met with scepticism and resistance, and women were expected to prioritise family over career.
Yeah, what about higher education?
It was frequently deemed unnecessary.
How dare you use your brain?
Yeah, well, pretty much. Fast forward to today, women have access to a wide array of professions and leadership roles across industries.
Blunt pencils are really pointless. And I put my grandma on speed dial the other day. I call it Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, thought it's quite good.
Yes. Now, there are many, many women who will not be overlooked and underpaid. We are someone's daughter who wants the best for someone's granddaughter, niece, wife, partner, friend. There are many who want us to succeed. These are not just women with ambition, they are women with direction, vision, and power. Women who have grown tired of being spoken over, underpaid, or seen through a lens that it just distorts their worth. It's simply got old and we all know it. #WomenWhoHustle.
Hey, what's this I heard about chaperone dates?
Well, yeah, Bob. In the 60s, dating often involved chaperones, with privacy being a rarity for young couples. Parents or older brothers or older relatives would accompany dates to ensure propriety was maintained.
I have to ask, marriage?
Well, marriage was often seen as a societal requirement for women in the 1960s. Remaining single was stigmatised, with marriage being considered a primary life goal.
A life goal?
Well, I think that's why so many people have trouble today thinking that this is the only way to be happy. They're stuck in another era.
Dinosaurs.
Women who hustle are stepping forward with clear minds. They know what they have to do, and if they don't, they'll work it out. Not to ask for permission, but to take up space they have always deserved.
Always deserved.
That's right. So as time has gone by, there is the side hustle, a way to make more money on top of a job, or as a way to bring more money in, especially if women are home looking after their children. With inflation up and bills higher than ever, you may be wondering how to keep up with the soaring cost of living.
Yeah, and I woke up this morning and forgot which side the sun rises from. Then it dawned on me. Yeah, get it?
Yes, get it. These are the clever women, the ones who know their value down to the last decimal point, whether it's freelance writing, coaching, consulting, cake baking, being a virtual assistant, proofreading, freelance design, affiliate marketing, YouTubing, what else? Voiceover work, writing resumes, CVs, jewellery making. They've sharpened their pencils and gone for gold, mastered their crafts and learnt to play games only to rewrite the rules. They are not intimidated by a boardroom, a ballot, a budget, or a battlefield, because none of these things define them. They define themselves. They are focused.
I used to play piano by ear, but now I use my hands.
Who knew?
I know.
Not distracted by noise or swayed by doubt, they move with intention, whether they are building companies, raising families, writing legislation, got that side hustle, starting movements, or simply surviving in systems not built for them. They do all of this with an earned resilience. Their goals are not vague. Their power is not potential. It is present, active and growing. Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, it is right, Bob.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And most of all, they are on track, not just for success, but for revolution. It's about time. It is the time, in fact. I love what so many women are doing, giving different things a crack and doing it well. So are you thinking of creating a side hustle?
Or a full frontal hustle?
Then it's time to evaluate your skills and interests.
I have a few good jokes about unemployed people, but none of them work.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, I thought so.
A side hustle related to your natural strengths will feel more authentic, on point. Plus, you're less likely to get bored with it. It's the brainstorming of your skills, taking the time to do that, say from previous experiences and passions, to start generating suitable ideas. Thinking of that thing that you do and you can get lost in for hours and you never get bored. You get excited, you get inspired, you really love it. And it is important to consider your lifestyle, obviously, and your schedule. Looking for side hustles rather, options with flexibility that don't overload your current commitments. Things like family's needs, as an example, and your day job schedule will always have to be factored into your side hustle choice.
You'll never be lazy. You'll never be as lazy as the person who ever named the fireplace. Yeah. They thought long and hard on that one. What will we call that? Oh, I know, a fireplace. Place for the fire.
Yeah, we get it, Bob.
Yeah.
So have a bit of fun researching the income potential while following your passions is great. You should make sure that there is financial viability as well. Estimate the potential earnings of different ideas to find lucrative options. You can also research potential competitors doing similar work to see what rates they're charging and examine any other monetization strategies they're using. I remember when I started my first cleaning company, I had no idea what, to charge because I'd always cleaned my own home. And so I rang up a couple of companies for quotes, and based on the size of my home and how many bathrooms, etc. And from that, I was able to work out what I was going to charge. And so there are ways to find those sort of things out. Identify needs in your immediate network, providing freelance services or products to others in your personal professional circles can help you easily gain clients without having to do extensive outreach.
Great thinking, I say.
So you can brainstorm growth opportunities. Consider avenues for scaling your side hustle over time. For example, by expanding your range of services, taking on employees or strategic partners, and leveraging a range of different digital income streams. For example, a blog could monetize through ads, affiliate marketing, freelance work, and selling an info product.
This sounds complicated.
Anything new always does.
Okay.
Don't underestimate passion projects. Even lower income side hustles can be rewarding outlets and lead to unexpected opportunities down the road. It all depends on your lifestyle, your goals and your priorities. When I'd been, I think, in my second cafe, I by this stage was making my own jams and sauces and relishes and etc. And so people were coming in to buy little containers of it because they loved it so much and they were taking home to have with their steak or whatever over the weekend, which prompted me then to start making jarred relishes and sauces, etc. And that became a side hustle, if you like. It was another business that paid for itself in every way, covered the the price of the jars and everything. And so I never went into business thinking I was going to make relishes. I don't think I even ate relishes because I was only 21, and 21-year-olds 300 years ago, relishes, we weren't really into, trying different foods. We just sort of,
meat and two veg.
Pretty much.
So, hey, how was Rome split in two? With a pair of Caesars. Ha, get it?
Yes. So the best guide to finding your ideal side hustle is to use a combination of inspiration and strategic evaluation. Whatever you do, don't wait months or years procrastinating and failing to make progress. Trust your judgment, move forward, take that step. For leadership, for impact, for much more than anyone thought possible, except for them, because they always knew, and now the world does too.
Hey, what do you call a line of rabbits marching backwards? A receding hairline. Ha, get it? A receding hairline. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So women who hustle, these women do not wait. They do not shrink. They do not settle.
They rise.
They do because they can.
And they will.
Because they must.
And nothing will stop them.
Yes, because nothing ever truly could. As a mother of brilliant daughters, all three of them, their intelligence and all of their qualities, it is what I want for them, what they want for themselves, to rise and go for gold.
Tell me more.
Well, before hustle meant side gigs and grind culture, it meant something more dangerous.
Oh, hell no.
Surviving, leading, creating power in worlds built to exclude you. Women, the first women in history who hustled, didn't have motivational quotes or personal brands or podcasts, etc. They had strategy, nerve, and an unshakable sense that they deserved space in the story.
In their own story.
Yeah. So take Enheduanna around 2300 BCE, often called the first known author in history, a high priestess in ancient Mesopotamia. She didn't just write hymns, she used poetry as political leverage, shaping religious authority and reinforcing her family's rule. She turned words into power when power was supposed to belong only to men. Now, that's a hustle.
Woo! Yeah, that's right. Wow, brave.
Very brave. Or Hatshepsut, Pharaoh of Egypt, who refused to wait her turn. She ruled outright, not as a placeholder, adopting the symbols of male kingship while outperforming them at trade, architecture and diplomacy. She didn't just break the glass ceiling, she carved her name into stone obelisks so no one could erase her, even though they tried.
How come this is not common knowledge?
I'll let you think on that, Bob. Hashtag women who hustle.
Hey, Adam and Eve were the first ones to ignore the Apple's terms and conditions.
I love it, Bob.
Yeah.
So in ancient Greece, where women were expected to stay silent and indoors, Aspasia of Miletus built influence another way. She ran an intellectual salon in Athens, advised powerful men like Pericles, and shaped political thought without ever holding office officially. So when the front door was locked, she built a side entrance and made it essential.
Did you know that 250 pounds here on Earth is 94.5 pounds on Mercury? No, I am not fat. I'm just on the right planet.
Good on you. Then there's Wu Cixin, the only woman to rule China as emperor. She entered the palace as a concubine and rose through brilliance, alliances, and ruthless competence.
Ruthless competence. Oh, I bloody like that.
Yeah, me too. She expanded education, promoted talent over the aristocrats, and ruled an empire that historians later tried to diminish.
Oh, how surprising.
No, you got him first there. Because nothing scares tradition like a woman who wins. Not all hustles were royal. Medieval women ran breweries, textile workshops, and trade networks. They kept books, negotiated prices, and trained apprentices, often until laws were written specifically to push them out. Even then, they adapted, working through family names or informal markets. Quiet hustle is still hustle.
Yeah.
That it is.
That it is.
That's right. So what ties these women together isn't perfection or likability, it's audacity.
If I got 50 cents for every failed math exam, I'd have about $6.30 by now.
Rolling in it.
Yeah.
So women saw narrow options and treated them like starting points. They bent systems, hacked roles, and refused to disappear. The first women who hustled didn't call it ambition, they called it living. Bottom line, just living.
I hate Russian dolls. They're so full of themselves. You like that one?
Yeah, it's about the only one I did. And that's our show for today.
No, it's too soon, too soon.
So to every woman listening who's building, dreaming, juggling and figuring it out as she goes, this space is for you. Your hustle doesn't have to look like anyone else's to be powerful. Every small win counts. Every pivot matters. And every time you show up for yourself, you're already doing something brave.
Yeah, that's it, brave dwellerinos.
So take a breath, celebrate how far you've come, and remember, you don't need permission to want more. You don't at all. You just keep going at your own pace. Trust your voice, and don't forget to lift another woman up as you climb. Until next time, stay inspired, stay connected, and keep hustling with heart.
Yeah, I said yeah.
So say good day to the family for me, give the budgie a yam, and we'll see you next time, okay? Okay then, bye.
Bye!